with my mic. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. We having some technical difficulties, but this is Gator Talk, and I am the co-host here with Alex Perez on Gator Talk, and this is the last episode, episode 12, with the Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles. And as we go through the show, we will be displaying the stats from the game, or more like a box score, more so than stats. And unfortunately, guys, there's not a lot to report due to the fact that the game was a very low scoring game. In which we seen the Florida Gator defense actually step up for a change. And of course, once the Florida Gator defense stepped up, the Florida Gator offense stepped down. So unfortunately, they did not score any points in the fourth quarter. They were shut down in the second half, which is what FSU defense been doing all season long. The defense has been shutting teams out in the second half, which they only gave up, I believe, a field goal all second half. The Gators had 42 yards of offense, minus 15 in the fourth quarter, which led to a bunch of changes on the Gator staff. So they ended up letting go of a few coaches. They got rid of the defensive back coach and ace recruiter and coach. What is his name? I can't think of his name at this moment, but it is the defensive line coach. They elected Billy Napier elected to terminate his contract as well. Both coaches' contracts was up January, maybe the 1st or the 31st. So basically, he gave them an early Christmas present so that they can go and find another job somewhere else. And when you look at the overall scope of things, the two worst performing units on the defense was the defensive line, which was horrific, and the DBs and the safeties were atrocious, and the linebacker play was subpar, and the defense overall was a porous unit, which allowed 400 plus yards per game. They were second to last, and I think it was scoring defense. It was a really bad unit, 125th, 131st, 30th, 129th. So the stats are horrible. So you knew that there were going to be changes on the Gator staff, and Billy Napier elected to start with the D-line coach and the defensive back and safety coordinator, position coach Corey Raymond from Louisiana. And we expect more changes to come as we get closer to signing day. And we expect something to happen with the O-line coaches, Stapleton, and the other guy. I can't think of his name right at this moment. But we got two offensive line coaches, and the offensive line was twice as bad. That doesn't mean that the coaches are bad, just mean that the unit performed less than subpar. So it just he what we thought was a average coaching staff. It's turning out to be a below average coaching staff. And so there's a lot of angst, a lot of anxiety, a lot of anger, a lot of disappointment, a lot of emotions going on in Gainesville. But when I checked out a few of my sources that do stay in Gainesville, and the atmosphere, and you know the perception of how the program is perceived is not good at this moment. So Billy got to make some home run um, hires. He definitely, everybody is expecting him to hire an OC or get a coordinator to coordinate practices and game management, and he called the plays. So as I said before, this last episode will be a bit different because there's not really much to report from the game. Max Brown got his first start. He was on fire early in the first half, but of course, Billy Napier and the staff decided to do a double reverse flea flicker screen pass. Double reverse flea flicker screen pass. I can barely say it because that's how much sense that it makes. It makes no sense at all. And they forfeited momentum, and then a Gator player spit in the guy's face, which led to 7 points, and the game just snowballed from there. But if you think about it, Billy Napier has a history of calling bad plays at the wrong time. No need for these trick plays. No need for a 4th-and-1 hike between the legs. No need to try and run a flea flicker at Utah. Just drop back and throw the ball deep. I can go on and on and on. Porous, no nonsense calls. Like, what's the point? It was irrelevant for you to call, but I won't get into that. I can go all day about play calling. So, long story short, there's not much to report from the game, and I just wanted to share some breaking news that was hot off the wire, and yeah, that's where we're at with that situation. So I'm going to turn it over to the host of the show, Mr. Alex Perez, and I will sit back and listen.
Um, that that was some good. Um, we importing. Um, c- could you could you please re- repeat yourself about the the coaching um um stuff that's going on? I'm I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Um,
Yeah, so the coaches that the Gators decided to let go was Corey Raymond, the defensive back and safeties coach, and they got rid of D-line coach Sean Spencer, the defensive line coach. Both units were poor and they underperformed. The players look undeveloped and unprepared. So, uh, you got to do what you got to do if you want to save your job. So I do understand why Billy Napier made the change. It may be a bit um, early, but maybe that bodes well. We don't know yet. We'll see. And yeah, so those are the coaches that he elected
and
to go ahead and separate with.
and what was the the stats you said earlier. I'm sorry. I had my mic on mute, so I didn't hear you with the stats.
Yeah, yeah. The only stat that's I mean was the second half. Florida State held Florida to 42 or 3 yards in offense and minus 15 yards or 15 or 17 yards in the fourth quarter. Um, to put it kindly, the Gators were much maligned and unproductive, and that's putting it kindly. You can go ahead, Alex. Alex, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I was having technical issues. Um, um, I had the had the stats on, and I I don't know why everything is disappearing on me tonight. I don't know why, but
No worries. No worries. If it disappears, fine. Everybody know what the score was. It was 15-24. The Gators third scored 12 points and kicked the field goal and didn't score any more in the game. That's
and
the whole story of the game. That
and
ought to let you know everything that you need to know.
and they thank you for holding it down while I was trying to get. Are you there? Thank you for holding it down while I was having technical issues, partner. Uh, going over the stats like always. You're wonderful at what you do, and and my charge of the game was, you know what I mean. My charge of the game was, you know, I get it that the Gators were doing good the first half, but you know, there's no reason whatsoever that that they couldn't pull it out against the the Florida State Seminoles. You know, they they st- they started good, and then they they've they've fizzled out, and I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I thought they they came they came out they came out strong, Adrian. You know what I mean? And um and later on down the line, they started to fizzle out. Um, what is your thoughts about the referees and and the and the calls um called on the Gators when it was supposedly going to happen to, to for the state? You know what I mean? Let, let me hear
Yeah,
your let me hear your thoughts. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I think I think the referees, man, and I appreciate the compliments, by the way. Um, I think the referees did what they were supposed to do. You know, they make bad calls. Sometimes they catch a call, and sometimes they miss a call. But my thing is, you don't want to leave the game up to the refs. If you take care of your business, you know, and call sound plays so that the players can execute, then, you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, the refs making a bad call. I mean, bad calls happen every day in every game. So, you know, the issue at hand is through 12 games this year, Billy Napier has continually been a momentum destroyer. He is made tailor made at destroying momentum. In each game, the Gators had it rolling. Surprisingly, even against Georgia, he called the weirdest plays, and then he say, "Well, if it worked, you know, everybody is, you know, calling you a genius, and when it don't work, everybody is calling you a bozo." You know, but at the same time, I don't know, you know, I don't know what is the right call. I don't know what is the wrong, because that's Billy Napier. He called weird plays like that. That's just, it's in his DNA. That's who he is. He's a weird play caller, and his players, they're not weird play caller executors. You know, they have tons of potential, and it seemed like they can execute, you know, the most simplest plays, but you know, he sticks a trick play, and then it don't even look good. Like Boise State was the king of trick plays, and man, I mean, Billy Napier got to be the Piggly Wiggly of trick plays. It's outrageous when he run a trick play. I mean, you see it coming from a mile away, and you just be like, no, no, no. And of course, you lose 20 yards. And now it's 2nd and 26 with a grounding. Like, you stole all the momentum. And then after that, things started to snowball. And then your defense did something stupid. So now you got a stupid play call. Now you got a stupid penalty by a defensive player. And now the game is out of control, and they never recovered. That was the end of the game. Once they scored on that bogus play, and then we got a targeting, and they scored again, I said the game over. It's over. They probably won't score no more the rest of the game, and that's a signature deal for Billy Napier. Hot in the first half, cold in the second half. That's just That's been his MO since he got to Florida. He can script plays with the best of them, but after he script the plays and he's freelance calling plays, he can't call them. He's not a good in-game manager. We got operational issues, we got play calling issues, we got discipline issues, we got procedural issues, we got player personnel issues. And this coming from a disciplinarian. So it's a lot of work to be done in Gainesville. It's so much to clean up. They got so much work to do. But it's some pieces there. There is some pieces there. But if they don't fix that offensive line, you can bring Tim Tebow back, and it won't make no one difference. You may win 6 games with Tebow playing behind that offensive line, and that's running the ball 40 something times a game. 6 games is all I can give you. So next
Um,
year is a make it break it year for Billy Napier. He definitely will be on the hot seat. You heard it here, folks.
okay. Um, and and a great point about Tim Tebow, buddy. Um, I don't think he will. Tim Tebow come back and play for the Gators? I don't know because I don't know how that work. Can you try to explain it?
No, Tim Tebow is out of eligibility. He can't come back. Unfortunately, he's done. He can only come back in a coaching capacity, or, an analyst, or a sideline consultant, something of that nature. But they could bring him back in some capacity. He just can't put on no pads and a helmet.
I mean, Tim Tebow is a great guy, man. I mean, I go to his to his to his program here in Ocala. He has a night to shine dance. It's like a little prom here in Ocala, and me and my girlfriend um have have a have a great time, and you know we always have a good time. They 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 give us dinner. They do a they do a whole lot of different things for people in wheelchairs like me. Um, they he has a bunch of people that help him put on that dance every year. He he also he also has it all, all around the world for kids like me in the wheelchairs, because he believes that even though that people have disabilities, they can they can enjoy uh, their their night to 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 shine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah. We share the same sentiment, man. I believe that you know everybody is somebody, and nobody is a nobody. So um, that's why we do what we do, man. And me, my family, we all believe in treating everybody the same. It don't matter what color you are, what race, creed, or whatever you may be. Um, Jesus flat out said, man, listen, just love your neighbor as you love yourself, you know, and love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. and these are the two great commandments that he left with us. And so, me personally, man, I don't look at the world the way most people do, because like Jesus said, I'm not of the world, and so what's going on the outside don't bother me. I really do appreciate what Tim Tebow do, and he's a great guy, and I just pray that the Lord give him strength to keep doing what he's doing, and I pray that the Lord give us strength, so that we can keep doing what we doing, and going into the community and trying to help who we can help, and Bible studies, and just making ourselves available to anybody that want to get closer to Christ. So yeah, I get it, man. I get it, but so that's a really neat event that he got going on. And speaking about that, he actually was at the Florida State game, and they honored him. He went into the I believe it's the Florida football, um what you call it,
Is it
he was honored. They put him
um
into what they put him in?
the the Florida Gators Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame. That's what it was. uh yes, they put him in the he was already in the Ring of Honor. But yeah, he went into the Florida Gator Hall of Fame, so that was really, really neat. I didn't get to see that part of it, but I did hear about it, so that was pretty awesome for him. And yeah, I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. Do you have any last thoughts about the Florida State Florida game before we get up out of here?
Um, um, I I think the Gators tried their best, man. You know, they 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 fought hard like every game, and they still came out short. You know, Mm, but maybe next year if mm, Billy Napier recruits a little bit better, if you know what I mean. He will
Let me
be
give
able,
you an interesting. Go ahead. What you say?
maybe he will be able to to recruit in the portal a little bit better. Bring some people in that can you know can 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 help the team. You know, this game was atro- at- atrocious. Like we said all year, it's not good to be a Gator this year. But maybe next year things will turn around if he goes down deep in the transfer portal, and you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. So the thing about that is 17, 17 of Florida State starters came from the transfer portal. He went, I think he went like 5-7 or something like that the first year. That second year, uh, this man, if it wasn't the second year, I believe it was the second year. I believe this guy won 10 games by accident. but all the players came from the transfer portal. And look at it. Look at that defense. Look at that offense. You don't want to build your team that way, but it's magnetic. His team is electric. Now, true enough, we took them all the way to the fourth quarter. But remember, they had a backup quarterback just like we had a backup quarterback, and we was at home. So we could have took that game, but poor coaching, bad player discipline, bad play calling, conservative Billy. He got too conservative, which is one of the things that we hate about his play calling. If he ever gets a lead, he don't have a killer's instinct. And that's what's ailing Billy Napier. Dan Mullen, he knew how to kill you. Urban Meyer, he knew how to take your heart out of your chest. Steve Spurrier, he would stomp on your chest. He would take your heart out and stomp on it, which is the mindset that you got to have when you're coaching at Florida. If you don't got a killer instinct and you just want to be Mr. Nice Guy, that's not going to cut it at Florida. You might have to go back to the Sun Belt for that. But if you come here with a lead, you got to kill the team in front of you. And I don't condone violence, but I'm just speaking subliminally. You know what I mean? I don't mean this literally. I don't want nobody to get hurt. You know what I mean? But speaking football talk, yeah, once you want to smash their face in, once you got them down, take them out. Don't play with your food. When a gator makes a kill in the water, in a swamp, or on land, it devours its meal right then and there. It don't sit there and play with the food. They do a death roll, rip it apart, and gulp it down. Billy bit Florida State. He did a death roll. He took off a limb, but he never went back to finish the kill. You got to go back and finish your meal. Don't leave food on the table. And he left food on the table. And guess what? The food got up and walked away. And they walked away with a W. So we are the big losers in the final game in the swamp. Once again, the Florida Gators fail to win a game that they should have won at home, leading the game 12-0 at halftime. They was in control of the game. They fizzled out, like my good friend Alex said. They fizzled out. And like they've done so many times before, they ran out of steam. They fought hard, young, tough, hard fighting young men. But coaching decisions continue to plague this young, talented Florida Gator team. If they can overcome the coaching woes, they can be so much better next year. So, in closing, it may not be great to be a Gator this year, but it's always great to be a Gator. And this was the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us God. And with that being said, I'll let my good friend Alex close us out and send us out with a benediction.
Um, great point as always, Adrian. But I have an announcement to make. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but you you've been so awesome this season working with me, and I and and I would like to ask you if you were to be back for Gator Talk season number 2 if you're interested, partner.
Yeah. We could check the schedule, and I'm sure that I'll be able to step in from time to time. We don't know what the future holds at this moment, but I definitely will be back. I don't know in what capacity yet. It depends on the schedule. But Lord willing, I will be back. At some in some capacity, I will be back. I know that for sure. Whether I have to do it from the car or on a plane, on a train, um, I do my best to make sure I get on here and share any information that I find out. The people do deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Um, like I said, Adrian, you've been awesome this whole entire year, breaking down each game as 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 we as as we covered them this year, and I just want to say thank you from from the from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you for wanting to 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 step to step in and do this show with me, partner. You've been a blessing to me all these episodes, and I look forward to um working with you in season number 2. Sorry, I got a little bit emotional there, but I sure do appreciate it. Appreciate it, partner. Um,
Well,
any
we definitely appreciate you too, man, and we love you too, man, and just keep up the good work. Keep grinding and keep bringing the people the news, man. And like I say, man, it's been a blessing, and we're grateful to have known you and work with you um, throughout this whole season, man. So we definitely share the same sentiment, man, and I'm grateful to be in a position to be available, because I mean you could have been doing this with anybody, so you chose to spend the time and make time for us. So we definitely appreciate you as well, man, and we love you.
and and will you keep us updated about um what's going on in s- signing days as we come up to December.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get together and we could do a signing class show
Yes,
with all the recruits that did sign and the ones that flipped to other programs. I believe that's around December the 19th or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I can look into it, and we could put a little ad out or something, and say, hey, recruiting show coming up soon. Stay tuned. So, yeah, if you're hearing this broadcast, then we definitely will be bringing you some news and notes and updates from the 2024 signing class for the Florida Gators. So
and
that's something that y'all can look forward to that we'll be bringing y'all way as well.
and um and again, Adrian, you did a great job as always. Thank you for sticking with me for all the technology issues. Thank you for dealing with me when I have my ups and downs. You know, thank you for always being there for me as a friend, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Um, you know, giving us knowledge about the Florida Gators, and I hope to be working with you with some more shows down the down the line when we get started with Gator Talk next year. I hope to have you on next year. So
Yeah, we look forward to it, man. And once again, we appreciate everything that you do, man. And like I said, it's not a burden at all. I'm more than happy to, give you some time, all the time that you need. And it's been a blessing to me as well, man. And everybody in my household, love checking it out from time to time. So it's been a blessing for us as well, man. And we look forward to next year as well, and so yeah, man.
so
Hopefully the Gators get better, man, and you know, it is what it is. And so just I guess in December, maybe about 3 weeks from now, we'll get together and do another show and we'll be in contact in between that time.
so hold on. So 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 great job as always, Adrian. And you, you know, do you have any more thoughts about this game? What it, did the Gators could have done differently, or
No, at this point in the season, I mean, a tiger can't change his stripes. The Gators are what they are. They haven't changed all year. So it's nothing really more they could have done differently. It's more about, to me, just my perspective, is what they didn't do. And what they didn't do is the reason why they 5-7 this year. So, it is what it is.
so? I I heard on one of my sports shows. I wanted to tell you this that that people were disappointed. That the Gators couldn't. You know they had some good points of the game, but all of Gator Nation, you know, you know what I mean, was upset. And I hear on the Twitter line that um that that those people want to fire Billy Napier. I don't know if it's true, mm, but what do you think, Bonner?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff swirling around right now at this moment. I don't think personally they're gonna let him go, unless they find another candidate that they can replace him with. But I think he should get one more year with some better players. Let him hit the portal, and let's give him one more year just to see what he can do. And I believe we'll know everything that we need to know next year. And so, um, with that being said, um, yeah, it's been a pleasure though, man. Like I say, I do have another engagement that I have to get to. Um, so man, I'm telling you, it's been a blessing, and I appreciate the time. And I really do apologize that I gotta leave out of here like this, but I gotta get over here to this other engagement. But yeah, man, I look forward to speaking with you guys and speaking with you as well around the recruiting signing class show. And so you guys can look forward to meeting us then. And once again, man, I pray that everybody be well and everybody be safe, and until next time, go Gators and keep your heads up because it's gonna get better. It's gotta get better. Only Gators get out alive. So we'll be just fine. Once again, thank you, Alex, for everything, for a great season. And we really do appreciate the work that you do. So keep doing it. We love it.
Thank you, Adrian. I agree with everything you said tonight, and thank you again. You're so loyal to this Gator audience. You're so passionate on what you do, and it's been a pleasure working with you as always, Adrian. I love you, man, and I hope to see you next year.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, man. Signing off from my side of town. Go Gators. Love you, bro. And we'll get back with you.
And guys, thank you for watching all the season of Gator Talk. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to bringing you Gator Talk episode 2 next year. And again, thank you to Adrian Green. I was your host, Alex Perez, and I was the one that put this show together. And I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next year, guys. Thank you guys for watching all the episodes we did on YouTube. Um, and 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 we'll see you next year. But until then, guys, like my partner Agent Green just said, go Gators, and we'll talk to you next year. Thank you for watching, guys. Sorry about I had my had my mic off, um and again, thank you for watching Gator Talk. I I I I I love you guys, and I'm passionate about the Gators, and my partner Adrian Green is passionate about the Gators. So God bless you guys, and good night, and we'll see you next year for another installment of Gator Talk with your hosts, Alex Perez and Adrian Green. See you guys later, and go Gators. Hey guys, if you love football, you're gonna love this. This is Gator Talk with your host, Alex Perez, and Adrian Green. Let's head back to the boys from the Disability TV Network studios and your host of Gator Talk, Alex Perez and Adrian Green. Take it away, boys. And guys, all the comments that we made tonight, was our own comments that we thought about the game tonight. Um, we talked about what was on our hearts all season long, and that's what we do. We wasn't trying to be any other person but ourselves this season, and we gave you comments on what we thought all year long. We're not TV announcers. We're just guys, just passionate about the Gators, and gave you our thoughts of about the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Gator Talk, and we'll be back next year, hopefully, with season 2 of Gator Talk. But until we'll be back in December doing a signing class episode. But until that comes around, until we see you again with another season of Gator Talk and that signing class show in December, this has been Gator Talk for the final time this year. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you to my buddy Adrian Green for taking his time, and he did great work as always, and I'm planning to work with him again next year. But until we see you again next year, guys, go Gators, and God bless. Hey guys, if you love football, you're gonna love this. This is Gator Talk with your host, Alex Perez and Agent Green. Let's head back to the boys from the Disability TV Network studios and your host of Gator Talk, Alex Perez and Agent Green. Take it away, boys. Hey, guys, if you love football, you're gonna love this. This is Gator Talk with your host, Alex Perez and Agent Green. Let's head back to the boys from the Disability TV Network studios and your host of Gator Talk, Alex Perez and Agent Green. Take it away, boys.